Max and Priya's secret is getting serious. Things have already gone far beyond a simple mistake between Max and Priya. The two have been secretly seeing each other, despite Max being engaged to Cindy, and the pressure is beginning to show. After spending the night together, Max realizes that Cindy has been trying to contact him. He knows he needs an explanation, and that immediately puts him in an uncomfortable position. Because Cindy isn't suspicious, she's simply worried about him. She wants to know that he's okay. And while Cindy is completely unaware of what's happening, Priya is carrying the guilt of knowing exactly what Max has been doing behind her back. But then, Max does something that changes the situation completely.
Max pulls out a ring. This is one of the biggest moments from the latest scenes. Max isn't just talking about the affair. He tells Priya that he wants to prove that things could be different. He talks about having a future together. He talks about Priya, himself, and the children. And then, Max produces a ring. He's effectively asking Priya to imagine a life with him. For Priya, this is huge, because this isn't some casual conversation anymore. Max is talking about commitment. He's talking about forever. And yet, there's one massive problem. He's supposed to be marrying Cindy. Imagine being Priya in that moment. The man you've secretly been involved with is suddenly talking about a future together, while another man has already asked you to marry him. And that's exactly where Ravi comes into the picture.
Ravi has also proposed. Priya tells Max something he clearly wasn't expecting. Ravi has proposed to her. Suddenly, Max's romantic moment becomes much more complicated. Priya explains that she can't simply make a huge commitment while she's still involved in another situation. She doesn't want to mess someone around, and she knows that if she and Max are ever going to have a real future, something has to change. Priya admits that she was in a very bad place when everything with Max began, but now she's thinking about her future. And that future is becoming harder and harder to control, because Priya has two men wanting something serious from her, and neither man has the full picture.
Priya tries to put Max behind her. For a moment, it looks as though Priya might actually make the sensible choice. She knows the affair is dangerous. She knows Max is engaged. She knows Ravi has feelings for her, and she knows that somebody is eventually going to get hurt. So Priya decides she needs to put the situation behind her. Even Max seems to accept that ending things might be for the best, especially with his wedding to Cindy getting closer. But here's the problem. The affair may already have consequences that neither of them can simply walk away from, and that becomes clear at Cindy's hen do.
Cindy is celebrating, completely unaware. This part is particularly uncomfortable. Cindy is happily preparing for her wedding. She is celebrating with the women around her. She's excited about marrying Max, and she has absolutely no idea that Priya, someone standing right there with her, has been secretly involved with her fiancé. In fact, Cindy even talks about Max in an incredibly emotional way. She knows he's made mistakes. She knows he's taken some wrong turns. But despite everything, she still sees him as the man of her dreams. That makes what happens next even more dramatic, because Cindy is celebrating her future, while Priya is hiding a secret that could completely destroy it. The hen do takes a shocking turn. The celebrations continue. Cindy encourages Priya to have a tequila shot. Priya eventually joins in, but shortly afterwards, Priya is sick. She vomits over Cindy's outfit. It's embarrassing. Cindy doesn't understand what's really happening. Everyone could simply assume that Priya has had too much to drink, but Priya knows something isn't right, and instead of staying with everyone, she quietly disappears. She heads into the bathroom, and this is the moment that changes everything.
Priya takes a pregnancy test. Alone in the bathroom, Priya takes a pregnancy test. Think about everything she's dealing with at this exact moment. She's secretly been seeing Max. Max has just talked about a future with her. Ravi has proposed. Cindy is preparing to marry Max.
And now Priya is waiting to find out whether she's pregnant. The tension is enormous, because whatever that test says could change all 4 of their lives. And then EastEnders delivers the cliffhanger. The episode ends on that iconic doof doof, and we now know the result. Priya is pregnant. That EastEnders has left one enormous question hanging over the entire storyline.
Who is the father? Now this is where things get really interesting. The pregnancy itself is confirmed, but the identity of the father has not been officially confirmed. And that distinction is important, because viewers will immediately look towards Max. After all, Priya and Max have been secretly sleeping together. Max has been talking about having a future with Priya. So naturally, the possibility that Max could be the father is going to create enormous tension. But until EastEnders officially confirms it, we simply don't know. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes this storyline so compelling. Because if Max is the father, his wedding to Cindy could be heading for disaster.
Now let's look at the other side of this. Ravi has just proposed to Priya. He believes there could be a future between them, but he doesn't know about Max. He doesn't know that Priya has been secretly seeing him, and he doesn't know that Priya is now pregnant. If Ravi discovers everything at once, the fallout could be enormous. Imagine finding out that the woman you've just proposed to has been involved with another man. Then imagine discovering she's pregnant, and then discovering that the other man could potentially be the father. That would completely change Ravi's relationship with Priya, and it would leave Priya facing some very difficult questions.
But Cindy could be the biggest victim. And then there's Cindy. She's planning her wedding, trusting Max, and completely unaware that 2 huge secrets are developing behind her back. Max has been involved with Priya, and now Priya is pregnant. If Max is the father, Cindy isn't just dealing with an affair anymore. She's facing a pregnancy that could completely destroy her marriage before it even begins. Priya has a huge decision to make. So what does Priya do now? Does she tell Max? Tell Ravi? Confess everything? If Max is the father, she may no longer be able to walk away from him. But if she chooses Ravi, she'll still have to explain what happened with Max. Either way, someone is going to get hurt. And the longer Priya stays silent, the bigger the explosion could be. This could destroy Max's wedding. Max thought he could keep Cindy and Priya separate, but a secret affair is one thing. A pregnancy changes everything. Now Cindy is getting closer to marrying Max, while completely unaware that the biggest secret surrounding her wedding could already be sitting right in front of her. So the big questions are, is Max the father? Will Priya tell him? Will Ravi discover the affair? And will Cindy find out before she says I do? Because if she does, this wedding could turn into absolute chaos. What do you think? Is Max the father, or is EastEnders setting us up for another huge twist? Let me know your theory in the comments, and subscribe for the next EastEnders spoiler.